The first product that I'm going to highlight is we're calling it Revenue Intelligence. And this is an application that is built on top of AI Squared's proprietary proprietary AI orchestration platform. We call it Unify. And if you think about Unify, it's basically taking data sources which is custom to your organization. And in this demo, I have three different data sources: QuickBooks, Amazon reviews, and reviews from other third-party sites like Dick's Sporting Goods in this case. And then the third one is inventory data, which is being pulled from a custom solution called Inflow. So if you think about an organization, how do we connect any of these different types of data sources for our custom use case? That is step one. And then step two is how do we build AI workflows on top of it to make our business use cases more automated and also be able to build very custom applications. One of the applications is chat. So chat is what I'm going to highlight today. This application is able to ask any domain-specific, deep, insightful questions on your data. It's able to make sense of the data, first of all, and give you very detailed answers of what you care about in your business. So what I have here is a local deployment of a product that several of our customers are using today in production. The data itself is anonymized for the purpose of this demo, but the use cases are real. Like we are doing this for our customers to solve very specific business use cases for them. Um, so let's say we look at the QuickBooks data first. This is mostly about invoices, the customers who are paying these invoices, how are the products being, what are the numbers around each product, what is the distribution, if there are any outstanding balances, what do they look like? So some of these questions can be quickly answered using natural language. So let me just maybe ask one of the questions here. How many unpaid invoices are there? It's basically going to look at the the total number of invoices, and there is a corresponding SQL query where you can see what is the query that's being made. And then I'm going to ask, show me the list of last unpaid invoices. And this should be able to give you like a list of in a table format, what are the invoices, who is the customer, and the amount, and the status, which is outstanding. And if it's paid, then obviously the status would change to paid, and it would not show up in these query. So as a salesperson or someone who's responsible for accounting, I would probably want to know very quickly, what are the invoices I need to focus on? And that's the whole idea for each type of persona. Like, what are the action items for me as a sales or accounting person, or if I'm in charge of inventory, what are the specific questions relevant to me? And I get those answers at my fingertips, just very specifically for my use cases, right? Um, Similarly, we can also look at reviews data, which is how is my product doing on these third-party sites like Amazon, or in this case, this company is in sporting goods. So there's another site called Dick's Sporting Goods where they sell their merchandise. How are people reviewing these, right? And what does it look like? Um, so we can get these reviews by average rating. And there are some sample questions I was showing, but you can pretty much ask anything you want, and it will give you the rating, the review count, and things like that. So in this case, it also gives you a summary of what are the top 10 products, what are the key insights. And if there is, for example, something which has bad reviews, you may want to dig deeper and see what those reviews are. The third one is inventory, which is obviously critical to sales. Like, we want to optimize for things that are more popular, and maybe lower the inventory of things that are not doing that well. There are also seasonal questions. Certain products are sold more during certain time of the year. How do you get insights on that? So things like that can be done through the inventory management solution here. So I'll just like look, sorry, I'll change the one of these don't have data. So I'll change it to one of the other properties, which is these are again so now anonymized properties for this particular customer. And you will see like what are the top products that are available in the inventory and what is the quantity at hand. Um, The last one is where I think we derive some really interesting business value by correlating the data sets with each other, right? So under the hood, we're saying, well, can I take data from my revenue or invoice data from QuickBooks and be able to correlate with my reviews data and see, what business insights I can derive. So let's say I want to know what the worst selling item is in this inventory, right? So I'm going to ask this question. And what it'll do is it'll go into the reviews data, look at all the reviews where there is a negative sentiment and pivot it on the product and figure out which product is still in the inventory but has generated no revenue, right? So in this case, this product has no revenue but currently in stock. So maybe we want to work with our inventory management team and figure out like what to do with this particular product. Do we want to maybe not order more of these unless we sell these, or figure out what is going on with the reviews and why it's not getting sold? So you can ask follow-up questions on the reviews data to understand what's going on. So as a result of this, as you can imagine, a business has like a holistic view of all the things that are happening with their products from various, different disparate data sources combined into one solution. And this solution is currently being used by an organization where the personas are very different. There's sales team also using this. There's the inventory management team and the team that looks at reviews is a very different team. So all of them can work together to understand what products to focus on, what are the things that they need to improve upon, and manage that holistically across the organization. At the same time, this also generates a very high-level management metrics, which I can show in a dashboard here. Very easy to create a dashboard. We can also save charts from the chat interface here into the dashboard. So I could just um, take one of these charts and send it to the let me pull one of these, for example. I could send it to the dashboard here, and it will save it in my custom dashboard. So this gives a very high-level overview for the higher management folks who can quickly come and see the summary of what's going on, and also be able to send these digests in emails because if they don't want to log into the platform every day, they could just get a daily digest of this dashboard in their email and quickly review what's going on. So this is how we are building these kinds of like solutions catered towards customers who don't have the data science or the technical team to build solutions like these, right? So if you can imagine connecting the data pieces from these disparate data sources, QuickBooks, Amazon reviews, or inflow is not a trivial task. So how do you have a solution which me as a small, medium business or mid-market customer be able to leverage the same level of AI expertise without having the technical team to build it, right? So that's where the product is designed. And we have another demo after this, which is kind of a sneak peek into what's coming out. We're rolling this feature out in a few weeks from now, where we are empowering our customers to build their own applications, like I'm showing you right now, with the help of a vibe coding layer that we've built custom for this type of problem. Another thing I want to highlight is the connectors we have. They are if you go and use some of the other off-the-shelf vibe coding products, they don't come with the custom connectors we need for my organization, right? And that's where AISquared has expertise. We have many connectors that come right out of the box, which you can plug and play, or we can also have the vibe coding layer build custom connectors for you as well as we go along using API REST API based connections. So we'll talk about that, show you also how that works. But this is currently the revenue intelligence product that AISquared has, and being used by our customers to derive some really interesting insights on a daily basis that was not even possible before because the data was just siloed and wasn't talking to each other.